Well, I think the thing about South by Southwest as a film festival is what makes it so interesting and different than any other film festival you're going to go to is that it's connected to this much larger entity of South by Southwest that's got the interactive tech piece going on, and then later on in the conference there's the music piece, which is huge and completely takes over the entire city, and it's some weird mix of like Mardi Gras and this massive pop culture entertainment festival. So, you know, when you go to South by Southwest Film, you're not in this space where the only thing everyone's talking about is movies, like if you're at Sundance or even to some extent when you're walking around Toronto during TIFF. But what you do is you get film in conversation with music, in conversation with tech, and you can see that in the programming. They have kind of a high priority put on films that are connected to tech. So like this year I saw Steve Jobs, The Man and the Machine, which is the 2.5-hour documentary on Steve Jobs, which was super interesting and probably a half hour longer than it needed to be, but a really interesting film that plays really well at South by Southwest, but generally isn't going to get some big theatrical run. It's going to go to CNN or something like that. Then the other, emphasis is on films like that are connected to music. So you have Montage of Heck, that'll play there, the Kurt Cobain documentary, which again, really great. Maybe we'll have some kind of theatrical release, and we'll look to bring that in town if we can. But that's also going to go VOD. HBO picked that up, I believe, so that's going to play in HBO. That's how it's going to get its release. And then the other thing that they're doing are these kind of quirky, very Austin-ish vibe films. So what would traditionally fall in a midnight category, which they also have, gets a lot of space. And so, Ex Machina is a film that played there and played really well. We'll look to bring that to Grand Rapids and maybe beyond. And, that fits really well within the whole vibe and ethos of South by Southwest. But for me, the real benefit of going there is being in the center of where the conversation about film and culture and music are going over not only the next year, but there's this very forward thinking that's taking place there about where it's all going, and it just gets turned into one big party for about 2 weeks, and it seems like just about anything can happen, just about anybody can show up, everybody's got a place there, and it just feels exciting to be in the midst of all that. So that's why we're there. We're going because we want to be a part of that conversation and see where everything's going.